As health staff and provider, we believe that the unique treatment for this disaster is using the vaccination. This is the unique treatment. All other treatments are supportive. We believe that. And we strongly have recommendation for ourselves and our population to have vaccination. The question is that, do you think or do you believe that we did a mistake while we are talking about the benefit of the vaccination, why we could not be able to convince the population to have the vaccination? Because at all over the world there is a strong position about this vaccination. Thank you very much.
Listen, I am 100% in agreement with you. We've seen this with previous pandemics, and we look at things like smallpox and polio, and the way that those were controlled and eventually eradicated was through immunization and vaccination. I think whilst the scientific community has been very strong in favor of vaccination, its benefits, not only in limiting the spread of the disease, but in particular decreasing the incidence of severe disease, the requirements for hospitalization, and the requirements for intensive care, and by doing so, limits death. The realm of fake news and social media has done a lot of deleterious damage to that very strong message that is coming from the scientific community. And we've seen it certainly within South Africa, and I'm sure across the globe, where self-proclaimed experts, after reading an article on Wikipedia, will sprout nonsense about how the vaccine is going to cause the sprouting of a third ear. And everybody is then frightened that the vaccine is going to give them an extra ear in the middle of their forehead. I think the way to go through this is taking an approach when you're sitting on the back of a donkey of either using the stick or the carrot. So we can try and encourage using the benefits of the carrot, and I would have thought that the benefit of survival is a significant one, but it doesn't seem to have been shown. And so do we need to have more draconian mechanisms in order to ensure vaccination? And compulsory vaccination is not something that is new. We've seen compulsory vaccination for many other afflictions across the world. There's been mass debates with regards to whether healthcare workers should have compulsory vaccination, and there's not even clarity in that regard. What our country is trying to do, and it has been since the launch of an electronic health pass, is that they are using that as motivations. So they've reintroduced things like sports matches with some of the professional teams with limited numbers in the stadia, but you do not get access to that stadium unless you are fully vaccinated. And so those are the motivations that are currently being used in order to try and motivate individuals who perhaps would ordinarily be on the fence to actually proceed and get the vaccination. What is encouraging, though, is that if we look at the interest in vaccination, it is highest amongst our youngest population. We're finding it is in the middle age groups of the 30s to 50s that we have the greatest difficulty. The young people are flocking to vaccination centers, and I think it's because they realize that it's the only way that they can get back to a normal life. The final comment in that regard is that I did appreciate the comments of the French president with regards to vaccination and how various entities, the access would be limited if you were not vaccinated. And his comments about it's the time for everybody hiding because a few will not be vaccinated is over. It is time for those who are unvaccinated to hide. And perhaps that is the approach that we are needing to take. I am vaccinated. I was fortunate to be vaccinated in February of this year, so very early on in the vaccination programs in this country. It was after I had had COVID and was quite significantly ill from it. And I certainly don't want to go through it again.
Thank you.
Thank you, Roger.
I am afraid that we have to go on with the program. Thank you for your answer. Roger, can you hear me?
Yeah, Roger, we cannot hear you, Roger. Yeah, okay, thank you. The connection is not stable for now. Thank you, Roger. We have to move forward to the next speaker. And I would like to introduce Dr. Kumar about the situation in Asia. Thank you. Thank you, Roger.
Thanks, Eric. Thanks, Luis.
Thank you again.
Good morning, everybody. So, you saw Roger and Wang Zhong discussing about the COVID report in their countries. I'm been given a task about speaking about the full Asia continent.